Recently, Reuters reported that Iran has secretly brokered talks between Russia and the Houthis to transfer anti-ship missiles. How credible do you find this report?
Well, I think the reports are credible that the Russians and the Houthis are talking about the Russians supplying weapons to the Houthis, which is an abhorrent and extremely dangerous step to take. We've had conversations with our Russian counterparts that we would regard this as very threatening toward U.S. and regional interests in Yemen, and we don't want this to go forward. I mean, we've benefited for a couple of years now from a Russia that joined a consensus within the P5, the leading countries of the Security Council, to support a non-military solution to Yemen, to oppose a military solution, and to support a political solution. So why are the Russians now arming one of the actors, which is already behaving abhorrently in its international posture and in its posture toward the Yemeni people?
Are they arming or planning to arm Houthis?
Planning to arm, talking about it.
Talking about it. And
yes.
What was their response, the Russians? When you talk?
I mean, there's no legitimate response to this. The Russians obviously are upset with us about Ukraine, but the point that I'm making is that Yemen should not be the battleground for Russia to get out its grievances against the United States and against the West. I mean, that's subjecting Yemen and Yemenis to unneeded suffering, prolonging the war. I mean, the international effort now is to de-escalate, to stop wars, to get away from this constant drumbeat of confrontation. That's what we want to see in Yemen also.
So basically, what I understand now is like the Russians are there using, the Houthis card to, gain some leverage over the U.S. on Ukraine.
Oh, they might be. They might be. I mean, whatever the rationale is, I think if you look at it strictly in a Yemen context, it's arming and training one of the conflict parties, and in a manner that nobody else supports. The Saudis are alarmed by this. I've talked to the Saudi government about these concerns. They're also very alarmed. I've talked to the Omanis. We've talked to the Emiratis about this. Nobody wants to see this happen except the Houthis, maybe the Iranians.
Are there the Saudis talking with Russia about this, or there was no conversation on that?
No, I believe the Saudis have as well, and they've made their views very clearly known to the Russians. So the Russians would be really threatening not only our interest but Saudi's interest and those of our other partners in the region. It's not good for the Yemen conflict. Not good at all.
And I don't know if I could ask that, but who's the point of contact with Russia, in this matter?
Well, I mean, I think the defense establishment in Russia is leading the charge. It doesn't matter to us, who's responsible for this inside the Russian system. It's just completely antithetical, completely contrary to a move toward peace, which is the position that the Russians have supported up to this point. So we ask them, we call on them to get back into a more positive posture, support a political solution, embrace and enhance the truce. Let us build on it. Let's get into that internal Yemeni dialogue that will be, I think, the essence of a peace process.